What you got pulled up, bud?
Oh, me? Why do some women give other women bad advice? Is it jealousy, insecurity, misery loves company, evilness? I heard a story of someone who got engaged recently, and his fiance's single friends are giving her really bad advice and telling her to do things out of character, which is causing issues and sowing distrust in the relationship. This is not the only time I have seen this. It seems to be a common occurrence in female friend groups among some the single girls when one of their girlfriends is set to get married. I've heard of some women even feeling guilted by their older friends who are unmarried and making it about them rather than being happy for their friend. These are the same women who then wonder why they're single and no good man wants them. It has to do with your awful character and personality.
Is that it?
Yeah.
So, what it sounds like to me is that, like, all right, so, like, women, they like to date up and across, like, hierarchies and shit. So, it sounds a lot like they don't want these other women to happen upon their web, essentially. So, it's like, if they've already got all these different men on the line, they've got all these different men doing things for them, why would they want to share that with someone else?
Also, women are, I mean, this might not fit in, they're pretty spiteful. So if they see one of their friends starting to do well and they're not, and again, this also goes for men. Yeah, we get that. But, like, women seem to be on a different level where they would sabotage their female friends so them and their friends are in the same boat, so to speak. You know? Because there's a happiness to that. And I don't know. The chick seems well grounded, by the way. Like, she seems like she's pretty uncomfortable with seeing some of the older friends sabotaging the future wedding or what have you. So, oh yeah, chicks can definitely give bad advice, and they'll do it in spite for personal gain or what have you. Or no, it's kind of like crabs in a bucket. You guys know what that is?
Enlighten me.
When one crab tries to escape, instead of the other ones letting it get out, they yank it down. So no one's allowed to leave. So when someone starts to get somewheres, like out of the bucket or in life, they have to completely pull them down. There's no success story is my point.
I agree with what you're saying with the whole this girl sounds really grounded, because based off of that comment, she understands pretty clearly what she's getting at, and she understands the implications thereof. But I'm just gonna once again have to attribute it to have some, like, accountability. Like, hold yourself accountable for your actions. You know, I learned this a long time ago. I've had many encounters, and this is why I don't ride with people. I drive everywhere I go, because I want to always have my autonomy. I want to always be able to be me. I want to always be able to do what I want to do. If I feel uncomfortable somewhere or in any situation, I want to have the ability to be able to leave that situation, and I have that foresight, I have that forethought, and I think about that. And I think what I'm seeing a lot in these comments is trying to blame somebody else for something that you hold in yourself, but you don't want to hold it to yourself fully. You want to be able to have an excuse. You want to blame somebody else. Like, okay, these women are telling other women to be, like, let's just say promiscuous, or, like, not care about a relationship, or so on and so forth. It's up to the individual to make the decision to do that or not. If you let somebody talk you into those things, and you can recognize that they aren't talking you into those things, then it sounds like it's you making that decision. It's not necessarily somebody trying, like, and if you want to believe a lie, you believe a lie. You look at somebody and you go, okay, I'm seeing their life, I'm seeing who they are, and I see what I have and what I'm doing. Why would I listen to them if I feel like I'm in a better situation? Why would I put myself in those bad situations? Just because I say so.
So, there's a little bit, like, against your point, I guess you could say. Alright, so like you were talking about, like having your own car and everything, having your own autonomy to be able to leave if you felt uncomfortable. So what's different between that and a woman having a guy on the side that she can leave from you to when she feels uncomfortable?
I need you to rephrase that.
Yeah.
So if a woman has another guy on the side that she could resort to if she feels uncomfortable in your relationship.
Okay, but that's not what I'm talking about.
But I mean, it is. It's keeping her autonomy to where when she doesn't feel comfortable, she can leave and do her thing.
Then that's beside the point here, because the point is women giving women bad advice, which ruins relationships.
Well, yeah, but I would say like what you were saying is like an example of that woman's advice, was it not?
No.
What were you talking about?
He was talking about control, which kind of got a little off topic, I think. Would you say? Because this seems to be just women. Again, I think it's the best metaphor, the crabs in the bucket, like women specifically giving women advice, whereas you were coming at it like people need to have a sense of control, whereas...
No, accountability. More than control. Like, I dove down a little bit there and it was a little rough. But it's control over yourself. Okay.
Well, there's a difference between control and accountability.
But you're married.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to bring a girl over right now, and she's going to spread her legs, and you're going to put it in her.
Again.
Why not?
Okay, hold on.
Because it's easy. It's right there. Why not take it? And I'm the single guy giving you bad advice.
Yes.
But are you going to do that?
Well, it's not really you giving him bad advice as much as you telling him to do something he doesn't want to do.
You know what?
Also,
remember, advice is presented with option.
They're still different, though. Again.
But the option is still there, and whether he takes it or not is up to him ultimately. It doesn't matter if we give him the easy way out. Is he going to do that to his wife? Would you do that to your wife?
No, absolutely not. It's
exactly,
and
that's the point being made.
Though, no. Well, hold on. I think you're still contributing that control and accountability is the same thing, or it's not. Now, here's what. Okay, if I stick it in, maybe I had no control, or I did have control. Yada yada. But the difference is, the accountability is afterwards. The control is before. If you have no control either way something happens.
But you have
can
control.
either take accountability or not.
But you have control. When these women tell these
I agree.
when these women tell these other women who are in happy relationships, like we're going off of this post here, when they're giving bad advice to these women on purpose, why are these women taking the advice of women who aren't in the situation that they find themselves happy in, but notice that these women are unhappy enough that they can make a post like this to a social media forum?
Hold on. Okay, I see exactly where you're coming at now. Okay, sorry. Now you've got the perspective of the married woman getting the advice. That's what you're saying. That's where you're coming from. That makes sense.
Yeah.
You don't.
I'm getting the advice from those girls.
Yeah.
I'm getting that bad advice because that's what we're seeing here. Is this woman notices that women are giving bad advice,
and then the women are taking it,
and
that's your point. You're all like, you have the control not to take it, but you choose to take it.
Okay, but it's the accountability as well. Like even if they choose to take it, they should at some point be able to recognize that what I'm doing isn't good. Like what I'm doing is not actually the right thing to do, which is why they end up having these feelings. And you just scrolled through Reddit and found all these self-help things where you're trying to find, we're trying to give advice to women here. The advice to women is purely be yourself. Don't just because this woman tells you to do something. You tell me to go drive 120 right now after I've been drinking? No. I ain't gonna go hop in my car after drinking.
Yeah, I tell you to go 110, not 120.
But regardless, I know better. I have the accountability to know better. Just because you gave me that bad advice, you said that I should go on a drive. I'm not going to because I know better within myself.
No, I agree. No. I think what was confusing me was you were coming at it at a certain perspective, and it seemed kind of not just vague, but didn't seem like it was to the point. But yeah, since you've got the perspective of the woman getting married and then taking the poor advice, she needs to take accountability. Because again, like you said, she should have had a little bit of control, and it's also her fault because she chose to do that.
At what point? Okay, so if you're going to get married to somebody, at what point does the advice from these other people matter over what you're going to dedicate your life to?
I think one of the main things right here though is what is she constituting as bad advice?
That is a good question there.
Well, he could be a douchebag too, you know.
He could be, or I mean, even
Well,
just, like,
that's
let's
the case,
say,
that's where it's
I'm just assuming so she's
individualistic.
about to get married, right? That was her situation. Okay, so for instance, me, there's a lot of my friends that I always advocate to doing like a bachelor party before their marriage, which by many regards some people look at as bad advice. But in my opinion, I think it's a form of rite of passage. It's less of doing something wrong.
What is
or
a
more
bachelor
of
party
like,
then?
Huh?
What is a bachelor party?
A bachelor party, usually essentially.
I've only ever seen that on movies.
Okay, well, okay. So usually, basically, like I said, it's a celebration to the fact that one of the boys, bachelor parties usually for the men, one of the boys is
Getting married.
and he's about to be off the market.
Okay, so what do you do at a bachelor party?
What's
then?
his way to kind of like go out with that bang kind of thing?
You get a stripper, stuff like this, but time out.
Okay, well,
time out.
Okay, so why is that the bang?
Huh?
Why is that a bang?
Again, it's just like he said. It's kind of like a rite of passage. The problem here, this is my pushback for you specifically. I thought you weren't a man of tradition.
Some traditions are good though.
When it benefits you, right?
When it benefits us all.
Again, well,
Who does it
Valentine's
benefit?
Day only benefited the couples.
which is a good chunk of society.
Okay, and so you're a couple, so you want to have a bachelor party so that you can have a stripper? You're not
What?
satisfied with what you have?
Wait. You talking about Valentine's Day?
No, about the bachelor party.
You get a
He
stripper on
pulled
Valentine's
couple right out of Valentine's Day. That's why I'm trying to figure out where he's at.
He's comparing
But you're a
it.
couple if you're getting married.
Yes.
Who is?
The two people getting married.
The bride
Okay,
and
but
the
who's
groom.
at the bachelor party?
The groom.
Not the two people. Only one of them.
Okay, but it doesn't matter. Like, that shouldn't be... In my opinion, I don't like the idea of bachelor parties because they have that negative stigma of it's purely about, I'm going to get married, I'm only going to be able to put my penis in this thing for the rest of my life. So I'm going to utilize other
this is
forms
where,
of media
this is
before
where
I tie the
think-
knot.
This is where I think the common misconception is right there.
Well, I asked you what
All
a
right.
bachelor party was, so tell me.
Okay, so the way I look at a bachelor party and the way I think a bachelor party is presented is the simple fact of like, if you're about to make a lifelong commitment with someone, you want to be sure, right? You want to be sure she's the one that you want to be with for the rest of your life.
I think if you're
What
to the
better
point
way
of
to
that
be sure
marriage,
than to have such an absurd opportunity before your face and you turn that down for her?
So you stick your dick in a stripper and you think she's the love of your
No,
life?
no, he said you turn it down.
If you think that the stripper being there is going to make you cheat, then maybe you didn't love her as much as you thought you
While
did.
I agree with the sentiment, why put yourself in a situation like that? Because that is a purely
But
given
what's that
situation.
no, but see, that's the thing.
That's
Well,
like your girl going on girls' nights at the club with her other girls, and then you having to wonder whether or not she cheated.
no, but see, but what you're saying, you said, why would you put yourself through that? Why do you challenge yourself at anything?
But okay, why?
see
But, okay,
that you can do
you see,
better.
you see how you said it. You had to turn it down. Like the whole point of bachelor party is to have pussy thrown at you, and you turn it down.
Yeah, practically.
Why do you need pussy thrown at you if you've already got it?
That's the point, though.
What point?
Okay,
Why do you need that?
so
why
what
why do you
happen-
need that to prove to yourself?
So what happens when you weren't sure?
Then why are you getting married?
No, that's a good point, right? That's
I
the
see
purpose
this,
of that
okay.
bachelor point happening before the marriage. Because if in that moment you were too weak, the one that's meant for you, you're not going to be weak in that regard.
Okay, so what all you've done now is got her hopes up to the point where she's thought she's found a lifelong partner, and then you decide, you know what? Just to be sure, I'm gonna make sure that I invite strippers over and do this weird like little bachelor party shindig, just to make sure that I don't fall for temptation.
I mean,
Like,
that sounds
that's-
bad.
that's-
but it's not half as bad as actually getting married to her and then cheating on her.
How about you just don't even get to the point of marriage until you're sure?
Well, exactly, but that's the point. How do you find out if you're sure? How do you find out if you're sure?
Okay, but right now it sounds terrible because it sounds like you only rest on vagina. That is the key factor as to whether or not you want to marry this person.
No. But if you as a man right here, speaking to me, another man,
Yeah, what of it?
you can't deny the impulse is there. You can't deny them.
Okay, but I've been close to marriage, and
You have, but most of your relationships have all come down to one defining little premise there. You want.
okay, see, this is where I'll have to straight up disagree because I went without for a long time. I was with the same girl for 6 years, and I went without for a long time.
But you kept that in your mind
and
that you went without.
I asked for one of two things. You know what I went without? Attention.
What kind of attention?
It didn't matter.
It does matter.
It didn't matter. It purely didn't matter.
There's
It
bad
was,
and good attention. What kind of attention?
no.
did you not get?
No. It was
Overall,
it was attention. I wasn't given undivided attention.
Define that.
Okay, dog, constantly with us all the time. Baby, constantly with us all the time. I never got to be with just her.
So what about you with work?
What about me with work?
Did you show her attention over your job?
Yes.
How so?
What do you mean, how so? I came home straight to her.
But you
And
had
a
to
dog,
go there
and a baby.
to begin with.
To provide for the family. I didn't want to go to work. Nobody wants to work.
Yeah, hold on.
Like, that's a
that
totally
should
different topic.
Yeah, that's. I think I gotta agree sort of there because if I'm assuming you're the only one who worked.
Yes.
Okay, so right there, if she kind of took it to the perspective of, oh, he ain't showing me attention because he's got to go to work, and not the appreciation that, hey, this man is literally giving his time so I don't have to work. Like, now, I ain't saying she needs to, when you come home, she needs to spread her legs. I'm not saying that. There's no reason for
Well,
that.
okay, no.
But-
It's even that. She wasn't a big fan of that stuff, and I understand, and I understood.
And mind you,
But I was willing to make the trade-off. I will go without the physical side just to have the emotional connection.
to bring it back around, ultimately, because I think there's another thing about this that has been kind of left in the forefront. Bachelor parties aren't just male-oriented. I believe in bachelorette parties too.
Yeah, they have those, by the way.
Oh yeah, no, I'm fully aware.
Okay.
I don't
So
necessarily
the
agree
same
with
is
either.
applied across the board. So now, in
Under
that
that
moment
sense.
that you were saying, if the woman you were with would have shown her true colors during a bachelor party, a bachelorette party, that would have saved you a lot of confusion, wouldn't it?
Probably a lot of hurt.
A lot of hurt, a lot of sacrifice.
I would have known that about her before it even got to that point.
But would you?
Yes.
You didn't.
There was no bachelor party. There was no bachelorette party.
So you're saying that would have been the signal. That
No,
would have been
that
the
had
thing
nothing
taught
to
you.
do with it. That had nothing to do with it. It had nothing to do with sex.
But it had everything to do with attention.
Yes.
Well, that's a part of attention.
Okay.
Yes, a part, but I can give you attention without having sex with you.
So then, why do you pursue women?
Because I find them attractive. And yes, I'm sexually attracted to women. Like, that's just how it is.
Women.
Women.
Good, right, you said that.
Well, and by the way, there's different types of attraction. Some people, literally, there's a whole movement in the LGBT.
Okay,
there's literally people that, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. There's people that aren't asexual. They actually are there for the emotional connection compared to the physical connection. And
Yes,
there are different
that's
types
really
of.
nice to have.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
And that's something people crave a lot too.
Yeah.
It's not all about sex.
No,
There's
it's not all about it, but to act like it has nothing to do with it is a bold statement.
But promiscuity is way off topic here, because yes, sex has something to do with it to a slight degree. But if you feel like you have to have a bachelor party to prove that you're not gonna have sex with somebody else, I feel like that speaks more on you as a person rather than your commitment overall. Because
But see, I would say
you
if-
doubted your commitment enough that you felt like you needed to tempt yourself that hard.
See, and I would argue that same point on the opposite side and say, if you felt like having vagina flaunted in front of you is enough to turn you away from the woman you love, then that's bad.
But I don't want vagina flaunted in front of me unless it's from the woman I'm getting with. Like, that's the point. Like, why would I need to have this bachelor party to have somebody flaunt their lady bits
Because
at me?
what you're saying is the truth. If the woman you're going to be with is the one for you, you won't need it.
Then
And it's
why
not a
do
point
you
of
feel
the
like you need to prove
But see,
whether
you're
or not it
talking
is?
about it as a point of need, where I'm talking about it as a point of rite of passage.
Okay, then why do you feel like
A
it
rite
needs
of
to? Why do you
passage.
feel like that has to be a rite of passage?
You gotta quit with the tradition stuff, dude.
No, you know.
No, time out.
But why does it have to be a rite of passage for you to tempt yourself like that? Just to prove
Because
to
life
who?
itself is full of temptation. Life itself is full of temptation.
Well, no shit.
So why would you wait until you're already married with her for that temptation to have taken effect?
Why
if
would you
it was
have married?
going to?
Why would you have married somebody if
Or-
you felt like that temptation was there?
But see, what if you didn't feel like it? But what if you didn't know? So that's the whole point, is to find out.
Guys, this
Then
is
why are
kind
you
of
with
like
them?
the. This is
You
kind of.
shouldn't be with them in the first place if you feel that way.
This is kind of like the.
Just know. Like, it's not like
But
that.
you-
There's
Okay,
certain things that-
but then you can't have that argument. Period. Then there is you will never get married at that point
How so?
I got the answer.
because
This
you'll
comes
never be
down. This
satisfied.
comes down to literally what your post, what you said, the control and the accountability. What you said earlier, with the temptation for the men would be the strippers, right? The temptation for the women might be sometimes a male stripper or the bad advice from the friends, right? So it comes down to the individual, right?
Yeah.
It's the
Always.
control, and so
And
this.
how do you test control? By avoiding all circumstances where you have to use it?
No, it's temptation.
By holding yourself accountable and doing what is necessary, not what you feel like you need to do to catch yourself out. Like, okay, I'm gonna go skydiving. I know I should go with the parachute, but I'm gonna play with life a little bit. And I'm gonna go without a parachute and hope that I live the landing. Why? It makes no sense to put yourself in a stupid situation.
I think that one's a hard stretch. I'm not really following that one.
You've been hard stretching a lot on this one.
No,
Hold
I
on,
haven't.
You had something earlier to say. Do you still remember it by chance?
I mean, I do, but topics gone
Well,
all
you
over the
go.
place. So, Cockles,
Yeah, what you got?
you had mentioned, how do you know? That's the one, and then this topic went off on just sexual attraction. Right?
Hold on. Could you give a little bit more
we
information?
were talking about the bachelor party and how you're trying to see if that's the one, that you're gonna be married to for the rest of your life. You said, how do you know
How do I know what?
that's the one?
Are you sure this was me?
That was you,
Yeah,
and then it
okay,
like
it was? Okay, okay.
It went all over the place.
It was-
And
okay.
It was about like sexual attraction. I mean, you guys are aware of like the 5 love languages, right?
Oh, there's
You know,
more than 5.
I'm sure there is, but like the 5 base ones, there's quality time, physical touch, gifts,
Gifts, yeah. Oh, I've heard of that one. Yeah, yeah.
gifts, words of affirmation, and
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, yeah,
yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So there's not just physical touch. There's quality time, and there's a lot of that involved.
Yeah.
And why we kind of went on so many freaking tangents here, but in that specific instance, it wasn't just about the physical touch. There was quality time that was not being met. That tank of love was not being filled. So therefore, not the one.
Yeah.
And then another addition is I'm with Dylan. I don't agree in bachelor parties. I feel like it's a waste of time. If I get married again, I'm probably just gonna invite my bros over and we're gonna drink. If y'all call it a bachelor party, I don't
That's
give
a
a fuck.
bachelor party. You're already there.
Well, okay.
We
Well,
heard you.
well, like I don't give a fuck. We're just having a night with my boys before I go get married. It's not a bachelor party. I'm having a party.
Yeah, well, hold on.
And-
Not always there's a stripper. Okay,
Yeah.
so I think that's the argument that obviously is on the table, is there's obviously a temptation there. But yeah, there's plenty of bachelor parties without, like you said. So technically, I think it still would be a bachelor party.
Yeah, because I always feel like, to a degree, you have to dance in the fires of the temptation. You have to.
He prefers.
I mean, if
strippers
y'all
to
invite a stripper, I'm gonna watch.
See, now that right there, that sounds like the mentality of someone who's not committed.
That
fully
sounds like the
into
mentality of
future
somebody who can
relationship.
look but not touch.
Yeah, yeah.
No. See, there's that's trying to skate by and make it okay. That's a justification.
Well, I live life on the edge.
Well,
That's
hold on.
me.
Here, hold on.
That's like, oh, well, I only put my finger in her, so it's not sex.
No.
Wait a
What-
second.
Do you think porn is cheating?
No.
Do you think
Wait.
porn is cheating?
Wait.
Okay.
There was a question once before about virginity, and sticking a finger in a vagina happens to be on the table of losing virginity.
Hold on.
That's true.
If I went home and was like, hey, babe. Hey, if I went home and told my wife, I was like, hey, I fucked up. She's like, what'd you do? I was like, I didn't cheat, but I totally fucked a chick. I would get my ass beat. And my
Damn straight.
Good.
Okay. No, yeah, right. Okay, so they're telling. Damn it. Oh,
She wouldn't-
completely missed so much.
She wouldn't leave you though. Like she loves you. She would be there for you.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
she would leave his.
She would,
ass
and also whip my ass.
No,
leave
she
you
would
duct
be the.
taped to a tree.
Oh come on.
And burn my.
We know your wife. We know you guys are good. We know you guys are solid.
I know
Hold
she
on,
wouldn't fuck with it
you-
again. Again is the key word.
Like
She get her cervix
we were
ruptured.
talking about here. He said something along the lines of, if he had to get married again, he would have the boys over, but there was no need for a stripper. But if it happened, so be it, right? That's not his preference, but if the boys do it, that's just whatever.
Okay, yeah,
But
that's 100%
That's
different.
Now what he said. Now what'd you say? You were all like, but that's also a bad thing.
Well,
What was
yeah.
your-
Well, because basically at that point I said, so now it seems like you're okay with the looking and not the touching, as if the looking is any better.
Okay,
So
well,
is
I
porn
think
cheating?
it's about what you ask for.
Okay.
Because right now you're explaining something that's like, okay, everybody watches porn. There isn't a single fucking person on this planet that doesn't watch porn. Is that cheating? Does consider that cheating?
Personally, no, I don't think so.
No. Ain't nobody who is a reasonable human thinks that is cheating. It's just part of who we are, and we're curious by nature.
That's kind of like the whole. Would you get upset years on down? You're married for 15 years, right? You both have kind of aged a little bit, and then you find out your woman has a crush or something. Would you be upset with that, or would you be upset more of the aspect of? I mean, I guess you could be upset with all of it, but like if you found out she wouldn't try to, what there was intent there compared to like daydreaming.
See, that's a fun one to go down. It's okay to fantasize. It's okay to talk with one another. I think it's very important. Once again, this goes back to communication to the highest degree.
Control.
If I felt like I wasn't pleasing my woman to the highest degree, and she felt like that she absolutely needed to try something else, it's a two-way street. Alright, you want to do that? Then I'm going to do it too. But see, that's where people are different. I'm willing to work with the situation because I understand that we're all humans. But if we're gonna do this, then we're gonna have a long talk about this, and we're gonna figure out where it needs to be.
You're gonna be comfortable. Make sure both of you are comfortable.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. Because at the end of the day, and I'm assuming that I'm married with this person, we have made a commitment to one another, and it's mind, body, and soul. And I want you to be a pleased individual, and you may find out that because we've all, it's that post-nut clarity. You've done it.
Good title for the episode, by the way.
You've done it, and then you've been like, damn, that wasn't as satisfying as I thought it would be. Because I thought that's what I wanted. But it isn't. And that doesn't diminish you as a person. It doesn't diminish you as a person. It doesn't diminish the relationship unless you let it. But I think it's important to have those conversations if one is feeling dissatisfied. And that's where one should... That's where the couple as a whole, because once you unite, it's together. And I know I sound like a hell of a cuck right now, but
Full on cuck.
but
Full on cuck.
but at the end of the day, you got to think about it. Destin and I, we don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
I
But
was scared. I'd make sure I text before I come over.
okay, see, but we don't. But I love Destin with all my heart. I would give this man anything.
Wouldn't give me a fucking bachelor's party.
Man, that would be. But my love for this person extends very deeply.
Sure.
And it's not just physical, because we don't have a physical thing. Yeah, we hug each other every now and then. Yeah, we give each other fist bumps. But we don't go to that level. And that's where your sexuality comes into play. I'm straight.
This right here is why I like to use that comparison of bachelor parties, is because it's really no different than kind of what you were just now saying.
But it is.
Just because I have my group of friends and I get along with them and I have fun with them doesn't mean just because I hang out with some other random group of friends that they may not approve of, doesn't mean that I'm not their friend.
I think
Doesn't
the
mean
key
that
difference
I've
here
betrayed them. It
in
just
the
means that I'm doing that thing.
I think the key difference here in the bachelor party aspect is you can't be here because you're going to be my future wife, but we're going to have all this other shit going on.
Well, yeah, because right there, and that whole like her not being there thing, that comes down to the simple premise of like relationship in general. What do we always tell our friends when they've been around their girl too much? Spend some time with the boys.
No, it's like
Okay. But when spending your time around the boys, when spending your time around the boys without her specifically revolves around that whole stripper thing, because as we've come to agree, the bachelor party has that negative stigma as it's about
doesn't have to be
testing your promiscuity.
As he said before, it doesn't have to be a stripper party. It could be
okay, but for the sake of this argument that we've been having,
but for the sake of the argument,
you definitely made sure that the stripper was there.
Yeah.
So the stripper being there, why can't she be there if the stripper's there? Why do you have to test your promiscuity without her?
In that regard, it's not that she can't.
No, it is. It's a bachelor party.
It's just that most men are not willing to bring their woman there.
But then it's not a bachelor party.
You're a man of tradition,
Then
right?
it's not a bachelor party.
So
no, actually, remember he's the opposite. He doesn't.
Oh
tradition,
no!
remember?
Some traditions are acceptable.
As long as they're beneficial.
So
As long as they're beneficial with everyone.
the point of the bachelor party, because there's both bachelor and bachelorette parties, the men aren't supposed to be at the bachelorette party. It's all a girls' night.
Yeah, essentially.
The women aren't supposed to be at a bachelor's party.
Yeah.
So why are you
Just like there's
giving the
girls'
opportunity
restrooms and boys'
to bring
restrooms.
your future bride into the bachelor party? Why are you
Just
giving that
because
opportunity?
I'm assuming, based on your guys' input, that maybe the girl would appreciate if her man was at her bachelorette party. I don't know.
Then it's
People
not
have
a
their
bachelorette
weekend.
party,
It's up
bro.
it's up to them at the end of the day.
No,
Because that's the thing. It's a
because that
celebration. There's a
that defeats the
celebration
purpose.
taking place,
That
not a
defeats the purpose.
promiscuity. So you're looking at it as like. You look at it
No,
similar to your
You straight up said.
strip clubs.
You straight up told me that it was to test your ability to say no.
Temptation. Control.
Control. It's control. So now ultimately,
but that's
but now
promiscuity.
ultimately, like I said, your issue with it, I think, stems from, in my opinion, where the same weight you hold on to a strip club. You think that because you're in the strip club, I guess you're supposed to just have your dick out and start beating it. You know, that's the kind of mindset you think of a strip club as. But for me,
That is not, but
I
okay.
don't think it has to be that. I think you could go there with your homies. I think you can go there alone. It doesn't matter. You can just shoot the. I don't think it has to actually be so sexual as you're thinking it is.
Then why are we going to a place where people are specifically designed to be mostly nude for your entertainment? You are there specifically because naked women. Why not go to the f***ing Arby's? Why not go to Applebee's? Why not go to the hookah lounge?
Okay, but you also
Why does it have to be where the naked girls are?
Okay, but so you also have to think about this being a party. As
Then
to where
why not have a party
it
at
isn't
Applebee's,
just the
Outback
groom.
Steakhouse?
It isn't just the groom that's there. Perhaps there's a lot of single friends of his who'd like to enjoy a show amongst this party.
Okay, then it sounds like it's not a bachelor party at that point. You're not celebrating somebody getting married. It sounds like you
You
just want to
are.
go see a bunch of naked chicks.
Well, see, then I would say most parties are not about the parties themselves. It's just about the alcohol.
That's absolutely false.
Why?
don't get
You
naked
brought
at
the
our
alcohol.
parties.
The whole premise was the alcohol, was it not?
The whole point was to have a party and connect and enjoy my time with my friends.
Yeah, so just because I bring a stripper doesn't mean the whole party's about the stripper.
But when you make it all about that, because remember,
So
a bachelor
you
party.
make it all about this. That's what
No,
I'm
no,
saying.
no, you
You're the one
brought
that
up that the
holds
stripper-
this
when I asked you what a
sexual weight.
bachelor party
You
was.
hold a sexual weight to it.
I asked
whereas
you.
I
what-
do not.
No, you do because you want naked. Why do you want naked women there? Because you want to make sure that you're going to not be promiscuous.
To be
when
fair,
given the
first
opportunity.
of all, I don't want naked women there. I want a stripper, one who starts clothed and gets naked.
Okay, but nonetheless, you want them to be
naked,
there.
though.
She would become naked, but not
have
start
a-
naked.
But it doesn't matter because that's ultimately the end goal for you. You're the one sexualizing it because otherwise, why does a stripper have to be there? Why can't you have a bachelor party like this where we're all just chilling, hanging out, having a conversation?
But you can. I already stated that you can do that.
No, you can, exactly, sure.
Yeah. So,
But
so now what?
but then why then it's not a bachelor party? Because you specifically brought
No,
up that
you're the one
stripper.
that says that you think it has to have a stripper to be a bachelor party.
No, that was now. Remember at the very beginning, so we don't go off topic. You were asking a definition we can go off of.
Yeah, like what is a bachelor
Yeah,
party?
yeah,
Yeah, like what is a bachelor
yeah.
party?
I was the one who mentioned. I was like, there's a lot of times where like men will hire a stripper, and it's based off that. So the argument, no.
But then Destin built onto that argument a little bit later by clearly stating
Well, yeah,
that
because
it's
for-
to test whether or not you are going to be faithful. It's nothing more than that at that
Well,
point.
yeah, because I mean, it's
Why,
ultimately.
why do you need the test?
It's at that.
That means
because
that
it's
you
at
are
that core.
faithful.
It's at that core. It's at that core of you're about to make a commitment
so if
for
there's
the
not a
rest
stripper
of
there,
your
it doesn't
life.
prove anything? If it's not a stripper there, it's not a bachelor party.
Think of it like this. The best way I can explain it is like if you're sitting there and you're thinking about I'm gonna use suicide as an example. You're thinking about jumping over the edge, but your friend comes over to you and he tries to show you the good things in life. Why you might not want to do that.
Okay,
That way you can actually have a chance to decide for yourself rationally, is this something I really want?
This ties straight back
Or
into
no.
the
Yes,
main
It
argument.
does. It does tie right back in.
Because the bad advice. The bachelor party is the bad advice.
But exactly, I said it's usually perceived as
You're
bad
getting
advice.
married,
I said
or
that
you're
exact
about
thing
to
in the
kill
beginning.
yourself.
But see, that's what I'm
That's
also
that's
saying.
what you're relating.
No, yeah, but that is the bad advice.
It's to get to a finite.
No,
Your
you
friend
don't-
is at
you-
an impasse.
you don't know
He's
whether or not-
unsure what he's going to do
then
with the
why
rest
is he
of his
getting
life.
married? Why is he even proposed the question?
Why is he? That's a question he has to answer at the end of that bachelor
You
party.
don't need to have. If you need to have a bachelor party to determine whether or not you actually want to get married to this person, then you don't need to get married to that person.
You don't need a bachelor party to come to that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's just a part of it. It's just like it's a
No.
tradition. It's just a traditionary like celebration. I mean,
We don't like traditions
you don't
around
have
here.
to have a birthday party. You just do.
No, I just don't.
Well, exactly, but you don't have to.
Participate,
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
but
well,
we're
that concluded it, guys. Have a
still,
bachelor party
nonetheless-
if you want to, or don't. That's your choice. All right, we can move along.
Yeah, we're done. We
All
got
right. Okay, do you still have that pulled up? I was gonna say, is there any good comments on that? Because
There's only 2 comments on there
Oh,
that's
okay.
actually worth it. One of them is choose better friends who actually have your back.
Yeah, like don't have a bachelor party.
order a bachelor party for you.
Guys that won't try to test your promiscuity because they're not bad female friends.
Guys who are confident in their loyalty that they won't have to worry about any tests that come before them.
I'm confident enough in my loyalty that I don't need to be given tests.
Oh, really? You see, that sounded exactly like what I just said.
Yeah, sounds like we're agreeing, but you just want to see naked women, and I would rather marry the person I want to marry.
all right, we can move along. All right, the next comment was what?
The next comment is by a deleted account. Women are social. If they are at the bottom, they drag others with them, not to feel lonely.
Crabs in a bucket.
Crabs in a bucket. Crabs in a bucket.
Crabs.
Yahoo!
Yeah. Okay. Do you guys think feminism has helped women at all?
Fema what?
Fema what? That's what it's called. Fema what?
A minority, yeah.
What do you mean? Wait. Could you go into
explain
detail about
that.
that?
Damn.
As we all know throughout history, life sucks.
Life sucks.
Life sucks. Life sucks really bad. It just is what it is. I don't want. Okay, I was with a girl for 6 years. She didn't have to work a day. She didn't have to. She could have, and she did a little bit, not much, but she did.
Get that in there.
Well, 'cause it was only a few months, you know, but still. Oh no, it was almost a year actually out of the 6. So, but she didn't have to. Never had to worry about bills. Never had to worry about nothing. Nothing. I shouldered all that responsibility. I shouldered it. And so in society, people that get really easy rides end up getting things fed into their ears, like these bad friends. Like these bad friends who give them bad advice, telling them, oh, you could have more, look at what they're doing, look at how they're making it, without having to bear that weight on their shoulders. So they never get to see that, and it's a double-edged sword, because you don't want them to have to see that. But then when they finally do have to see that, they realize how rough it actually is. And I wish that I could have been given half of the luxury I've given. Because I've shouldered a lot. And I've bared a lot. And I've had to worry about a lot. And it just... And I did that because I didn't want that other individual to have to worry about that. Because I would like them to live the life I wish I could live. Which is a life where I don't have to worry about as much. But I like to shoulder that burden. Because, I mean, when I was young, one thing I said is, I wish I could take everybody's pain and just hold it into me so nobody else had to feel that. And like, yeah, it's a funny sentiment, sure.
No,
but
that's not what I'm laughing at. I'm laughing at what I asked. I was like, how's feminism
But
benefiting women? You're all like, God damn it, 7 years ago.
Born in 7 years.
It's a good sentiment. It's a good sentiment.
No. Everything you're saying,
And it's just...
I'm not laughing at that.
No, I know. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But it just gets rough. And then whenever you ask to see the light, you start to see how much it's not as light as you thought it'd be. You know, the grass is always greener.
I have a question.
And it gets rough. And they don't get to see it. Go ahead.
If your guys' woman went to a bachelorette party and you found out, how would you feel?
Distrusted. I would feel a lot of distrust in that. And
Why?
Why? Because that happened. Why can't it happen again when she's going with the girls? The same way that she could feel if I had a party with the boys, but they had a stripper there. So now after we're married, oh, I'm going out with the boys. Now she thinks, oh, he's probably having another stripper there.
But what if she was only looking?
Say that again.
What if she was only looking?
Well, then that's where the trust and communication comes into play.
See, now I've finally gotten some groundbreaking right here. Okay, so, boys. Your biggest issue would be your distrust of your woman. Your biggest issue would be that you think that she would be disloyal to you because of the circumstances present.
No. See, but that's the difference. Is I've communicated with my partner enough. It's not just something that they just did willy-nilly.
Yeah, but okay, so despite the communication or not, they went to a bachelor party, you found out, but all they did was look.
Okay, see, once again, this is such a vague scenario.
It's not very vague.
Oh, okay, no. It really is. Let's get specific. So, did they say, "Hey, honey, I know we're getting married in 2 days, but my girls want to have a bachelorette party," and I'd be like, "Okay, well, what's going on?" "Oh, well, we're gonna have some male strippers. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have some drinks. You know, we're gonna do this and that." And it's like, well, cool. You know, as long as you do what you need to do without fucking being a fucking hoe bag, then
Also,
sure.
So would you carry that same?
I would trust her.
Would
If
you
I was
carry
going
that
to marry her,
same
I would
merit?
trust her enough.
Would you carry that same merit to a bro?
What do you mean
To a bro having a bachelor party? Would you carry that same merit?
I don't have to, because I'm not getting married to my bro.
No, it's not about that. I'm saying, like, in your support of it. In that moment, you're saying you would support it.
Support
You would
what?
be okay with it. With the bachelorette party, right?
So long as it was communicated.
So communication was the only defining factor in it.
Well, hold on. No.
Like, that was the only reason why you didn't like a bachelor party is because you felt like it wasn't communicated?
No.
Well, yes, because because ultimately when we dive down into the question, it was you go to a bachelor party and then your buddies invite a stripper that you didn't know about.
No. Because we stated before that you didn't have to have a stripper. That was you.
But then it became all about the stripper because it was just supposed to test your faithfulness.
Let's say you communicated to your woman that you were having a bachelor party, and she was cool with it, and she knew there was gonna be a stripper there and everything.
Then that's a total different beast.
Yeah.
Also.
Their tunes changed really quickly.
No. Hold on.
Yeah, the tunes
Time
changed
out.
quick. The tunes changed
Time out.
quick once we established boundaries.
That
Well, the
and
boundaries were already there.
Also,
No, they
hold on.
weren't.
The
boundary was to test whether or not you were faithful.
I see what you're talking about, sort of. I mean, with the whole when he set up the scenario, not make it so vague, because also what he asked you, how I interpreted it personally, it didn't mean your wife was getting married. It was like, hey, your wife's friend is getting married. Would you be upset with her going to a bachelor party? Which, just personally, I don't think it's really too much of a big deal, because I think personally, like you said, we're constantly, whether we want to or not, we're constantly faced with temptation or something that challenges us. Now, that could, like you said earlier, which was a great point, it could save you a lot of heartbreak, just if you did find out she cheated, or vice versa, he cheated, yada yada. But nonetheless, also, it's a different scenario compared to how I'm interpreting it, because if it's your wife getting married and getting the stripper on top of her compared to like some friends that are just there in the room, I mean, if you're getting upset because your wife's in a room with another man like across the room, that might be on you.
Oh,
That
no,
ain't a big
100%.
deal, you know?
Agreed.
So
Yeah.
I think we need. Here's where I agree with you is I think we need a more specific.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Because
is
it's
there a stripper
communication.
there? Yeah. Well, and
Okay,
that comes down to
if
communication.
my girl went to her bachelorette party, if my girl went to her bachelorette party, and then she come home and was like, babe,
Okay.
she was like, babe, look, I was at the bachelorette party, and everything was going fun. We're having a good time. These male cops showed up to the door, started taking their clothes off. Turns out they got mail order strippers. That means a lot more to me than me having to find that out later. Because she was like, look, I know there could have been a moment of promiscuity here, but there wasn't. And I'm letting you know what happened because I trust you and I know you trust me. And this is where communication, this is why it needs to be specific. Because what you're talking about is such a gray area.
Yeah, but see, I don't think it's really a gray area in the fact of where you're. It's
a good
gray. It's
relationship.
gray. It's gray when you desire verbal communication for it. It's great when you're. It's gray when your trust is dependent on the verbal communication.
Well,
I think I can trust the woman I would love and willing to marry, without her having to explain things to me.
But if she didn't want to tell you when there was a moment that could be called in consideration. It's like it worked
But
the
that's
other
the whole
day.
point.
It's like it worked the other day. I did something that I felt like I shouldn't do, but I did it because I felt like it was for the greater good. And I did my due diligence on it as well. I made sure that everything was appropriate and done correctly for me to do that. And it was. But nonetheless, it was still, by definition, the wrong thing to do.
As I say, you didn't ask permission. You just did.
And I shouldn't have done it. But, yeah, see, I didn't ask permission, but it happened. But what did I do? The very next day, I went in and I self-reported. I went in there and I said, hey, I did this, and I felt like it might have been the wrong thing to do.
But you know what was great
But-
is that you had an opportunity
But let
to
me explain
self-report.
to you the situation. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about, the communication.
But if you just told her beforehand, or if you told them beforehand, you would have never had to self-report. You would have.
didn't know it was going
you
to
would
happen.
have.
I didn't know that part was going to come at me that way.
But see,
Yeah,
that's what I'm
it's
saying,
not like you go to your
won't-
wife and
you
you're.
won't know.
It's not like you go to your wife and you're like, hey, we're having a bachelor party and there's going to be a stripper there. You would go up and you'd say, hey, we're going to have a bachelor party. Me and the boys are going and getting a drink. And then the next day after you get married, you go up and talk to her and say, hey, look, we were there. The boys invited a stripper. I didn't do anything. The boys just watched. I'm pretty sure it was entertainment for them. That's different than just saying, hey, we're having a bachelor party and there's going to be a stripper, and she says, no, you can't do that, and then you go and do it anyways.
Exactly. No. Exactly. Okay, but so like you're saying, you had the chance to ask for forgiveness. You had the chance to ask for forgiveness, not to ask for permission. That's exactly
There
where
was
both
no
your
permission involved.
No. That's what I'm saying. Both of y'all ended on the forgiveness note, not the permission note. You did the thing, and then you reported on it.
It's not.
But you didn't do anything. All you were was there.
All right. Also,
See,
hey,
but that's it. But no. The scenario itself is the thing.
Okay, then
What
why,
you do at the scenario is a whole other situation.
Then why put yourself in that? So, see, what we're talking about is knowing versus not knowing.
Oh,
You know that there's going to be a stripper. You know you refuse to tell because you want to keep a secret just in case something happens.
Okay, but hear me out. When it comes down to trust, with trust, you won't know.
And I would trust
Real
my
trust
partner. I would
comes
trust
from
my
not
partner
knowing.
to
Real
tell
trust
me.
comes from not knowing the full story,
I would trust my partner
but
to tell me.
believing that they are telling the truth.
And talk, exactly, trust. I would trust my partner to do those things. Otherwise, I wouldn't marry them.
Okay, so in that moment, like I said, I would think bachelor parties or bachelorette parties serve as a finite staple in the precursor of a marriage to try to finite and iron out these trust things. Because trust, like I said, it's a dynamic that you can't really prove
Once you get to the point of a bachelor,
by just saying.
Once you get to the point of a bachelor or bachelorette party, you shouldn't have those doubts. If you have those doubts to the point where you have to test yourself, then you shouldn't even be getting married.
But sometimes those doubts aren't as apparent as you would think. Maybe to you, as a single individual, they probably are. But for most people across the board, I would think that, sometimes you just, what if you don't see the thing that everyone else around you sees wrong? What if your friends are telling you cue signs that maybe she's not the one? Or maybe she is the one, but you're just not quite convinced either way.
Then you shouldn't be getting married.
But regardless, circumstances happen.
No, there is no regardless.
No, there is regardless because, as you know, a relationship is more than one person. It's not like you just decide to get married and you guys get married. You both have to decide.
Yes.
And
so
maybe she's decided already before you have.
If you feel the way you do about it, and then you still agree to get married, and then you build her expectations up to get close to this wedding enough to have a bachelor party, and then you get cold feet and you're like, oh well, let me get a stripper to make sure I'm faithful.
See,
I feel like that's
but once
way
again,
wrong.
this is where you're approaching it as the groom is the one seeking out the stripper.
Because we're all men here and we're talking from a man's perspective.
No. The groom doesn't arrange his party.
No. Once
His
again,
friends arrange the party for him.
Okay, but we've established that if it's a surprise thing, so long as you communicate everything and do what you're supposed to do as a man, then it's okay. But if you know that a stripper is going to be there and you know that this shit is going to take place and you still want to show up or you don't want to tell your wife about it, your future wife about it, that's where the problem lies. It's all about the communication.
Exactly. So you wouldn't know. No.
Okay, so would you be happy if your girl fucked another dude?
Well, so, of course not. Why? Why would I?
Okay, but if you told her it was okay and you were okay with that and she did.
Well, if I told her it was okay, then I guess I was happy with it.
Yeah, you
You
then
answered that
then
for
you're okay
me.
with it. But no. No, I said, would you be happy if your girl fucked another dude? But see how it changed from
Yeah,
whether
but you
or not
said
there was
would you, but then you
communication?
said I told her it was okay. That doesn't work out. You can't ask me if I was okay with it and then tell me that I was okay
Like
with
you
it.
gave him the perspective. You're all like, hey, you are gonna be okay with this, and then you tell her you're okay with this, and then she goes and cheats.
Yeah, but
Would you be
see
okay?
how that makes a huge difference? And then that's what we're talking about with the bachelor
Wait,
party stuff.
no. I'm not seeing any huge difference. I'm lost because of what you just said.
No, exactly. Exactly. Are you okay with your girl fucking another dude?
No,
Why?
because that's not okay.
But if you told her it was okay and she did it, then it's okay, right?
Yeah.
Okay, same thing. I don't want my girl going to a dicks out fucking bachelorette party.
So
But if I told her it was okay.
you don't trust her.
No. But if I told her it was okay, then it's
You
okay.
told her it was okay to go to a bachelorette party. You didn't say it was okay.
No.
to fuck
I
another dude.
specifically stated dicks out.
So
in this
what if
argument.
dicks her out? You told her to go
No,
to a
no, no,
bachelorette
no, no, no.
party, not fuck another dude.
But just because dicks are out doesn't mean she fucked somebody.
Well, I agree with that. Yeah.
And then that goes back to my point of you can look but not touch.
That's fair.
Again,
I'll give you that.
like we
I
need.
never really was against that part, but
Yeah. Are you guys? Do you guys think porn is cheating?
No.
yes.
Okay, see, this is something we gotta
Yeah,
establish
he
right
wants to fucking
here.
go watch naked women on his bachelor party. He wants to.
I'm
He wants to
single.
go watch naked women.
I'm single.
No. You
I
say
can
it's
say that.
it's
I'm
okay.
not cheating
You
'cause
say
I'm
it's
single.
okay to see naked women at your bachelor party right before you're about to get married to this woman. But porn is cheating. But porn is cheating.
Yes.
It's the same thing. You're watching porn while watching a stripper. It's the same shit.
I would actually say porn is more cheating in that scenario.
I would say porn is less cheating because you're watching two consenting adults
but the
get it
difference
on,
is
rather than just watching some girl
is-
strip
the difference
particularly
is
for your
is
pleasure.
that the groom happened upon a bachelor's party that his homies set up for him, whereas porn, you actively sought that out.
Yeah, just like
you didn't
we
have to
funded
stay,
the
though.
Ukraine war.
You didn't have to
Yeah,
stay
you didn't
though.
have to stay all 30 minutes of the porn video, but you did.
No, you
I
didn't have to
don't.
stay
I
with the
skipped through
Bachelor
that
either.
Oh, you skipped to the parts that were really good. The parts of that woman that was not your woman.
I do too.
Hey, but
I do too.
you still wanted to watch a woman at your bachelor party.
What's your stance? Do you think it's cheating or no? Porn.
I mean, I would say that it's not cheating because if I want to pleasure my woman, I can see different methods in those porn videos that I could utilize on my woman.
No.
that was the best guy answer I've ever heard.
This is reading material, bro. I'm just trying to learn. It's instruction manuals.
I mean, this goes right back to something that Dylan said not too long ago, that like she feels like there's a need that she's not getting met, and there's some other ways that can make her happy, like say in the bedroom. Well, if she disagrees and she's like, oh, well, porn is cheating, well, how the fuck am I gonna know what to do to you if I can't watch porn?
Yeah, you want me to just like try to essentially rape you, and
It reminds me of
okay,
those...
well, because if I don't know what I'm allowed to do, then how do I know what to do?
Man, see, I feel that. It reminds me of those women who get mad at their guys for going to bachelor parties because they're like, oh, you're just wanting to go there to be with those other women. And he's just like, that's what you think of me.
Okay, no, we need to drop them. No, because you were doing it to test yourself.
Yeah.
You thought that of yourself.
No.
Yes.
I've never had a bachelor party, so I couldn't have been me.
No. But based off of based off the scenario we were just talking about,
Scenario of women being upset about their men going to bachelor parties.
based off of the entire conversation, the 30-minute conversation prior,
About bachelor parties and
about
bachelorette
what
parties.
you said about that.
About the fact that they're okay.
So why is porn not okay?
Porn is something you're actively seeking out.
Okay, but again, you
Well,
don't
okay,
have
well,
to
what
stay at that
we've
party.
established that if
It's
it happens,
intent, right? Intent is your point.
We've established that if it
Intent.
happens, because your bros invited a stripper, not because you wanted the stripper to test whether or not you were faithful.
Exactly. You shouldn't be the one
See,
organizing your bachelor
What did I
party.
say to that? What I said to that was, if that does happen, and my partner was to come to me afterwards and be like, look, this happened. I just want to let you know before maybe you find out in a way that's not appropriate. And then make
it into something it's not.
these women give you bad advice and tell you all this shit that wasn't happening. I love you as a partner, and I know you well enough that I want to fucking marry you, which is why we're here in this situation now. This is what it was. This is how it happened. That's way
what a
more
liar would
forgivable.
It's like that's what a liar would say in that moment.
I think it'd be. I think
Someone who is confident that they're being honest doesn't have to explain that they're honest.
Repeat that.
That's what I'm saying. It's like your premise. Someone who is confident in being honest doesn't have to explain that they're honest. And that's the thing that I feel like you're missing from this whole bachelor thing is that.
Okay,
It's like you want someone to do the right thing, but never be put in a circumstance to prove that they actually meant it.
Okay, but it's almost like you want to put somebody in a circumstance.
To prove that they actually mean what they say. Yeah.
But why? What is the purpose of that? Because you don't need to.
The purpose is to help them and to help
Okay,
others.
so okay, I'm gonna attribute this straight back to what Tyler was talking about the bad women advice.
Mm-hmm.
That bad women advice is exactly what the fucking bachelor party is. That's bad man advice.
No.
Yes.
No.
Oh, that's interesting.
No, see, I wouldn't agree with that.
No, I would 100%. That's exactly
you got
what
bad
that
buddies,
is.
right?
You got bad
Bring
buddies
in
who are upset
strippers.
that you were about to get married, and they go, "How can I ruin this for him?"
Oh.
No. See, that's the thing. Now that I would say is probably more of a feminist outlook on it, and it's definitely more of like the out to get me kind of card. But ultimately, the simple fact. No. The ultimate fact of the matter. Yeah, you get in the mic, bro. Yeah, the ultimate fact of the matter is that. No.
But you stated, hands down, and I will say it. You stated, word for basically goddamn word, paraphrasing.
Oh no, go ahead. Word for word paraphrasing. I love it.
Yeah, I know. You said.
I'm quoting you in a
said,
not quoting way.
You said the whole thing is to test yourself as to whether or not you are promiscuous or not. It is to make sure that you yourself are faithful. Why do you need to?
But it's a test that your friends present to you.
Okay,
by saying test yourself, what I mean is that your
like
friends
saying,
are testing.
oh no, girl, don't marry that 10 out of 10. You could get something better.
Are always there to test you on how much you mean what you say.
If you test me to that degree, if you try to do something like that to me, I would consider that less of a friend than somebody who
bad
really
advice
cares.
from a friend.
Bad
advice.
advice.
I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair because that's like me saying, well, I'm going to go out and get a job. Now, are you just going to believe me or do you want me to prove that to you?
Oh, timeout, guys.
You know what? I want you to you as a friend, I know you better, and I know that you wouldn't do something stupid like that without getting my permission first.
But see, that's the thing, though. You have to define stupid in that regard.
Okay.
So you look at it as bad advice. I look at it as good advice.
So if you were to try to do that, if you were to try to house break like that, all I could think is that you were wanting to get with the girl.
But why would you think it's housebreaking?
But why would you want to do it?
Are you already assuming that you would cheat?
So you don't trust your friend enough to believe whether or not they love this person?
No. It's not about that.
So why do you want to break them up so bad?
It has nothing to do with breaking them up. See, that's the thing.
But it does, because
You're
like you said, it's about promiscuity.
Point of view as if you are 100% going to cheat when you get there.
No.
That's the point of view you're giving me. Is that no matter what is taking place, you absolutely are going to cheat on this woman.
It's not whether or not you cheat, it's how you do it.
In your presence.
It's how you cheat, is what he's saying. It's how you cheat.
How you cheat?
But you call porn cheating.
How you cheat? That's right. You called porn cheating.
Porn is not really cheating. I'm just bullshitting you guys on the porn thing, just because you guys are.
You can't be doing this.
My goodness. All right. Well, we're going off of that.
Nobody wants to prove anybody about what they say.
You said porn was
cheating.
cheating. You consider porn cheating. You're getting married. This is a made-up scenario. You're getting married. And we decide that we're going to throw you a bachelor party and we're going to invite a stripper. But looking is different than touching, right?
Okay.
The porn.
A stripper is live porn. It is right there in front of you. Yes, you didn't actively invite the stripper, but your buddies did. But you're actively opening up your eyelids.
So what if I just sat down and I had a conversation with the stripper and just talked to her about my plans with my woman?
So what's your favorite food?
If my friends thought the best way to indoctrinate me into a marriage was to try to tempt me beyond belief, then I wouldn't hang out with them. They wouldn't be my friends. This is why you're my friend. Because you wouldn't do this.
Listen,
you would talk to me.
You have to consider some things. You have to consider things about what it means to be a good friend. A good friend isn't someone who just agrees because you want them to agree. A good friend is someone who's going to push you to be better.
Okay, and a good friend,
to challenge
a good
you.
friend wouldn't be a piece of shit, and that's what you're describing.
No. See, I would only think in my moment as a piece of shit in that moment if you did cheat. But then again, if you did cheat, clearly you like this woman more than that one anyway, so I can't really feel all that bad.
Absolutely not.
Yo, yeah, absolutely.
No, you just like pussy.
You go rent a car. You go rent a nice car, and you're like, I like this. I could afford this, but I'd be broke forever if I got it.
But then your friend's like, hey, but check out this little Honda over here. It's like $500.
But you go
give it a ride?
You go get your car.
No, I should probably just work up the money for this thing.
Well, no, you're not. Then why don't you do it? Why are you driving your car?
What?
Why are you driving your car?
Wait, where are we at now?
You're the one that we're at the car lot. We're at the car lot.
Yeah, we're at the car lot. What do you value these cars at?
What do you value it at? Because you don't value it at anything, apparently.
No, I do. I value the fact of trusting someone despite you having all the conditions set up to where they can't fail.
I value the fact that I have good communication with my friends and the people around me, and I think the way you describe a bachelor party really describes having shitty friends, like the girls there.
But see how?
Like the girls there.
I don't understand why that becomes shitty, because once again, if the stripper being in your presence was all it took,
No.
it took, then you yourself did need that affirmation. Because you were about to get with someone that all it took was a stripper in front of you to make you call it quits.
Then how did you get to the point of marriage in the first place?
How did you? That's the point. It's the journey. You're worried so much about that destination of the hooker already being there. You're forgetting the entire journey of the night.
No,
Your
I'm
boys
not.
are hanging out with you. You're all getting drunk.
You're so
having
worried about
fun.
the hooker
You're
being
celebrating.
there. I said
We're happy for you getting married.
You're worried about
all
the hooker.
this.
You're worried about the hooker. I'm worried about my wife. I'm worried about my future wife.
Then that means that this bachelor party is doing everything it should do. Because if that means you care about her that much, you meant to be.
Okay,
And
but you didn't
that's
care
even
about
better.
me enough. You didn't care about me enough to not try to cause a problem. Because all you were doing there is trying to cause a problem.
No, what that means, it's not that I didn't care about you enough.
Because we're talking about the
It's that
women.
I
We're
didn't
talking about the
think of
women and you
as
give bad
weak.
advice.
It's that I didn't think of you as weak. That's a difference. There's a difference between not thinking of someone as
And
weak
that's
and
why
not caring.
communication is important. And you should say, hey, do you mind if I invite a stripper? I'll be like, hell yeah, Megan's cool with that. And then you invite a stripper. Because we're good friends. And that's how
but
we do it.
A surprise is a surprise. You don't spoil
Okay.
us.
And then once again,
thing
as
is-
I said earlier, if a surprise were to happen, you would go talk to your partner afterwards and say, hey, this happened, and then boom, bing, bang, boom.
Exactly.
Done.
So in that scenario, bachelor parties are okay, right?
So long as everybody that's involved understands what it could be. And
Except for
as
the
we've
woman,
stated,
the day after. She gets to know the day after.
we all know that bachelor parties, as you've stated, it's so caught up on the stripper moment. It's so caught up on that temptation.
You guys got really clung onto the stripper thing.
No, you got clung on the stripper thing because I tried to backpedal on
I
that.
think both of you got clung on the stripper.
I kept trying to tell him it doesn't have to be a stripper, but he was like, no, sticking
But you,
with the stripper.
no. But remember,
We need to stick with the
it is a
scenario.
test of yourself to know whether or not you would be faithful. You said that. Not me. You clung onto that. I asked you what a bachelor party was, and I said, "Why do they have?"
Well,
to
I
be a
mean,
stripper?
you asked what the finite purpose of the stripper was.
I asked what's at a bachelor party, and then it kept being like, "Oh, well, you got to test whether or not you're promiscuous or not."
No, you said that. As a matter of fact,
No,
exact
you
words.
said that.
Exact
Dude,
words you said.
It's all recorded. We'll go back.
I know. Those are the exact words you said. I'm glad they're recorded. I'm glad they recorded you saying they're recorded too. That's even better.
Did you have any more columns? I'm trying to find right now. I've been scrolling through trying to find some columns
take
and
a
stuff.
break?
I was gonna say, I think I'm at the end point.
Yeah.